Hi everybody, it's Cynthia again. Welcome to my space where everything is tikitibu. I'm on a roll here and I'm learning as I go, so please be patient with me. Technology is not my thing. I mean, this chicken's been in the barnyard for a while, so all this stuff is a little overwhelming and I've got to do a little bit more thinking when I'm making these videos, but I'll get it. The next product I'm going to talk about is by a company called Bion. Bion I discovered when I was looking for a more effective product line that was natural for acne. What makes them special and what sets them apart for me is that the ingredient stack is actually all really clean, effective ingredients. Their main ingredient is cinnamon extract as an anti-inflammatory. Cinnamon's anti-inflammatory, it's antibacterial, so it's like the perfect thing for acne. They also have salicylic acid in their formulations. For me, I think that salicylic acid is actually better for acne than benzoyl peroxide. Benzoyl peroxide is pretty much a one-trick pony. What it does is it goes into the follicle and it kills bacteria with oxygen. Well, what if you don't have any bacteria in that follicle and you have congested acne? Then that benzoyl peroxide really isn't going to do a lot, but it will dry you out like crazy. So I like salicylic acid because it does multiple things. It does some gentle exfoliation. It's antibacterial. It slows down the amount of oil that follicle makes. It slows down the amount of skin cells that are shed within the follicle, because that's what that plug is, that whitehead inside that follicle that you extract. It is made up of dead skin and oil. And it just keeps growing and it snowballs and it gets bigger and bigger to the point where you actually can see it, feel it, and it can break that follicle wall. And when the follicle wall is broken, the skin body immediately wants to contain that infection. So what it does is it creates inflammation in that area and redness. And that's when you kind of feel like, oh, that kind of hurts. That's the beginning of a breakout. I call it the birth of a zit. Now that process takes a while, 90 days for that to occur. So generally, most of the time people, when they have a breakout, it's not something that just happened overnight. It's something that has been slowly building up to this moment of breakout. Although I do have some clients who will break out after eating sugar or dairy, and that's also a possibility. But generally a breakout takes a while to form. So what salicylic acid does is it kind of tackles everything. It's antibacterial, it slows down the amount, it's oil soluble, so it kind of breaks down that oil as well. I found that this particular line really helps a lot of my clients clear their skin up really quickly. And the fact that it's also natural and has natural ingredients in it is like the super duper bonus on top of that. So a couple of products I'm going to show you. Actually, I don't have the retail size of this, but I'll bring it in. They have a couple of serums. The first one is the Follicle Clearing Lotion, and this would be for dry, sensitive skin. This is the Salicylic Glycolic Gel, and it does come in an air pump container like this. Now this one is for more oily skin and more hardy skin that can actually take a little bit more. Generally speaking, I start my clients off with a follicle clearing lotion first because, hey, if the gentle stuff works, then let's do it and not irritate your skin or have that potential for irritation. But if this doesn't work, then I switch them to the Salicylic Glycolic. I like to start with baby steps. Let's do the one that's less strong first, because if that works, great. Then you're not using something that's super strong. If I start all of my clients at the very strongest level of everything I've got, we'll never know if something gentler could have worked. So that's why I like to take people up a little bit at a time. So generally I start everybody off with a follicle clearing serum. The other magical ingredient, in fact my clients have said this stuff is magic, is the Green Tea Clay Poultice. And this is an actual clay mask. It does have cinnamon in it as well as the salicylic acid. It's just at a lesser, it's like not even a percentage that's listed, it's just in there. And this stuff's amazing. So I'm going to show you how to use all of these. When I give you this, because I kind of cherry pick, in all my skincare lines I cherry pick. I pick the best of what I think I need in my space and what my clients need. So with Bion, these serums and this clay, plus I also have another serum, but I'm going to deal with that serum later. These are kind of the core products for acne that I carry. So a sample skincare routine would look like this. You cleanse your face. Evening's the most important time to cleanse. So cleanse your face, and then you're going to apply your serums. So this is all you're using, and generally with my clients, that's pretty much all they use. My clients have very simple routines because they just don't have the time to do 20 steps. I don't have time to do 20 steps. So I like to kiss it, keep it simple, stupid. So for my clients who are just using a cleanser, these guys, and a moisturizer, this is what it would look like. You would cleanse your skin, apply the Follicle Clearing Lotion, and it's actually kind of a thin lotion. You don't need a lot, just a nice thin layer, so there's not much in terms of needing to know how to apply it. Just start with less. That's my big thing. Start with less because you can always add more. If you put a big puddle in your hand, you're not going to know what to do with it because just always start with less. You can always add more. So apply it to the areas. So for my clients, if you have acne all over, you can apply it to your entire face, right? If you only have it in one area, spot treat just that area. I think a tendency with my acne clients has been to treat everything when they only have the issue on a chin, or treat everything when they only have the issue on the forehead. Treat with this kind of serum that's specific for acne. Try spot treating the areas that need them. You can also spot treat individual breakouts. Like let's say, you broke out, you don't need to put it everywhere, just spot treat. So after you cleanse, a spot treat or all of your face, depending on where you have the issue. And then after that, you're going to apply the Green Tea Clay Poultice. Now the poultice is a clay. It's got kaolin bentonite in it. I think it's just bentonite. And the salicylic acid plus cinnamon. And what's awesome about this, I actually have a client who doesn't even use the serums. She just uses this. And every single one of my clients says this stuff is magic. So the clay looks like this. It basically looks like a clay mask, right? And this stuff is amazing. I just love it. So there are a couple of ways you can use this. After you apply your follicle clearing lotion, wherever you've applied it, if you're having a particularly bad breakout, or it's particularly inflamed and you want to bring that down, you can apply this after the follicle clearing lotion as a leave-on treatment. That's the magic. Most clays you can't do that because it's just too gritty and it doesn't sink in and you can't put makeup or moisturizer over it. This stuff you can, I will show you. So if you're gonna just, let's say I wanna treat just one small blemish, then I would take the teeniest amount. See how little that is? And if you put it on your hand or you put it on that breakout, just the teeniest amount, and you just massage it in, look, it just disappears as a layer on. It just lays on your skin and disappears. You can actually get your moisturizer on top of that. You can even get your makeup on top of that. That is the magic of this Green Tea Clay Poultice, because you can treat your acne morning and night. Usually with one of these kinds of clay masks, You can only do it at night because you've got to put this big clump and it sticks and it's crusty and it doesn't work. But this stuff, you can use morning and night. Awesome. So you can then, after you would do this, a little bit of this on the breakout or the area that you are treating. If it's a chin, you can do a thin like layer. If you're doing a whole face, you can actually do this on the whole face if you're treating your entire face and you're really inflamed and you need it. Basically, it's all based on what you need. And you've got to evaluate that yourself. Don't overdo it. And you can get a moisturizer over this. You can get your makeup over this. So after you've done this and this, then you apply your moisturizer on top and you can sleep with it on, right? You can put this on during the day. In the morning, cleanse, if you do cleanse, Follicle Clearing Lotion or Salicylic Glycolic Gel, and a little bit of this. It's awesome. So the other way you can use this is as a spot treatment at night. So let's say you have one really ugly, like ginormous monster breakout. You can apply this. And they can just do, if you want, you can just do a thicker layer of this and sleep with it on. The last way, actually, you can do it is you can use it as a mask. Now, you don't need to put a thick, gigantic layer on the skin. And I think people have a tendency to think that more is even better. But a lot of times it's not. It's just a waste of product, right? So you can take a scoop, I would say maybe a little bit bigger than a nickel-sized amount, right? And you move it with your hands. Sometimes they add a little water to get it to move a little better. And you apply it to your whole face if you want to do a nice detox mask. And then you let it sit and dry for about 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, you can just go ahead and rinse it off. And I like to do all this stuff in the shower because I'm a mess. So I'll do my cleanse and then I'll put the mask on and wait 10 minutes, and then I jump in the shower just because then I can just do everything in the shower. It's just much easier for me. So you can do it that way. The second way you can use this mask, and this is my favorite way because then it becomes a multitasker. You can apply the mask to your skin, let it sit for the 10 minutes so it draws up the impurities and it helps calm inflammation. And then when you're ready to shower, I wet my hands with some water and I wet the mask. I want to moisten it up. And then I massage it into my skin. And now I've got an exfoliator. So now I've masked and now I'm massaging the mask into my skin. And it does have the salicylic acid in it, so it's an exfoliator. But the grains in the clay, because the clay's gritty, make an amazing exfoliator. So you would just massage that in like circular motions onto your skin and then rinse it off. Now, if you're going to do that, please, please, please know you are not sanding the dining room table. Allow the grains to do the work. Just very gently circular motions. You will feel it once you go in and you rinse all that off. Your skin's going to feel smooth. I mean, it's probably one of the best ways I found to exfoliate my skin is using this mask in that way. Awesome. So these guys are great. This stuff is magic. If you have any questions about how to use them, go ahead and put something in the comments and I'll address that. It's actually pretty easy and pretty simple. But I can be more specific if you need me to be. And it's good stuff, man. So, yeah, try it. And I will see you in a little bit because I've got another video to do. Take care. Bye.